Y'all hear that? All them birds chirping and twerping and whistling and singing and all that. I figured by now there'd be a little bit more traffic on the road. Was a few minutes ago. A couple of 3 cars went up and down the road. Oh, I spoke too soon. I hear one. They ain't coming this way, though. They got their left turn signal on. They turning left. They're going north. So that's going north. That way is south. That way is east. Now the house is blocking me being able to show you west. So I gave you 3 of the 4. Well, let's say I ain't got nothing to be a crotchety old man about today. And I hinted at the crazy train. Uh-oh. It's time to go down the crazy train railroad. So Piggy gonna get into some stuff. Want to see how y'all take it. Want to see how what y'all's thoughts are on some things. I like to sit back and I like to watch shows. What I like to watch? Well, if it's movies and stuff, I definitely like action movies. But that ain't Crazy Train. I do love me some sci-fi. As long as it's some decent sci-fi. It ain't something so far-fetched as like the science side of me is like, really? You going to try to pull that up? That makes no sense whatsoever. But now I have seen a cute little sci-fi movie that actually makes some sense. It's done in a little cute little alien girl meets boy type of sci-fi thing. It's called Alienated. It's really cute. But it proposes something in there that I think is actually scientifically sound. And might could be pulled off. I'm not sure. But possibly. I think it merits heavy investigation by scientists. Real scientists, not these fake ones. Not these ones who want to promote an agenda and say because they're a doctor of whatever and they said so, that is the way it is. Now I'm talking about real scientists who actually put forth the scientific method and work off of reality and not just how they want it to be. Or fudge numbers so they can get the funding they want and make the money they make. Sell their souls scientifically for money. A lot of them do that. I'm talking about the real deals. Actual scientific method. Actual scientific fact. Actual scientific factual theory. Sci-fi. I like the ones that make me think. That Alienated, cute as it was, actually made me think, that's possible. Now on YouTube, I like to watch the usual fare a lot of us watch. We'll watch each other and all like that, fishing communities, homesteaders, and everything. But I also like to watch stuff like Ancient Aliens. I like to see what them guys are trying to propose. Some of them just downright funny and comical because it's just out there. I also like to watch ones about history that speculate upon how did all this come about. How did it all come about? Now you got those, of course, that do the Big Bang. Well, there might be some truth to the Big Bang because, the Bible says God flung the stars from his fingertips. From our tiny, minuscule, minute perspective in this, what we call a universe, which it's not a universe, saying something like that would be a Big Bang. So I don't adhere to the Big Bang theory as scientists when they say that there was nothing, then all of a sudden there was something. Because of chaos. Chaos theory just randomly happened. Just like someone say evolution and all this happened by a random act of chaos theory chance. Well, the numbers were run on what it would take, what kind of odds for a random act to cause even just one strand of DNA to occur. The numbers were run, and the odds of it are so astronomical that they are literally impossible. So yes, folks, what that's saying is that it takes more faith to believe in evolution than it does to believe in intelligent design. You look at all this, you tell me. There are billions of different types of DNA, and there are trillions of different strands of DNA because of all those millions and billions of different types of DNA. People being born and dying, each one is a different strand of DNA, a different code, each one. All the trees, all the different types of grass, all the different types of animals, insects, bugs, birds, you name it. There's DNA in all of it. There's different types of it. You got an oak. Well, that's pin oak over there. That's different from an oak. You got that right there, I think it's an oak tree, regular oak tree. Oh, here goes the ups truck. They're both oaks, but one's a little different than the other. They're two different species, which means two different types of DNA. And the DNA on that one, on that oak, is different than the pollination that took place to make the acorn and made the seed for that to become a tree. So if the numbers are so astronomical against even one strand of DNA being produced by random chaotic chance, then you know the odds of all these different types and each one of them having a different strain with each new tree, each new blade of grass, each new deer, each new human being are totally out of the ballpark. So, which is it? Evolution, which is totally absurd, or intelligent design? You cannot look at all of this and how everything works and tell me there is not intelligent design behind it. So, that's one of the reasons why I know there is a God. Other than my own personal experience of things that I have been shown and all like that, all you have to do is look around. You know something designed it. But it's an intelligence that is so far out of our grasp of being able to comprehend. A lot of men, a lot of people want to try to fill it in with something that they can understand. No matter how much of a fallacy it is. Evolution can be proven through mathematics by the odds against that happening being so astronomical as to make it actually and in reality impossible for it to have just randomly happened. A lot of people want to talk about the universe. Oh, I got blessed because the universe deemed it so. No, it wasn't the universe. It was God. Sorry, hate it for you. There ain't no two ways about it. For me, it's more than a belief. I don't just believe. I know. I've been shown. But anyway, I love taking and comparing what I know of the Bible against the information that I watch on Ancient Aliens, History Channel, so-called scientists who believe in evolution, by the way, everything, and other alternative shows that are more in line with how God did it. I love when they try to figure out how the flood happened and what did it affect, how did it affect, and all that. But see, folks, there's something that mainstream scientists don't take into account and don't see, is that in the Bible there is a hint, there's a clue, the fact that there wasn't just one flood, there was at least two. Because if you notice in the Bible, it says in the beginning, God's face shone upon the waters that were upon the earth. And then he turned on the lights and brought the land up from the waters. So why was there water covering the earth before he brought up the firmament, before he brought up land? Well, that's because the land was there. He just had it covered in water. Well, why would that be if he hadn't flooded it once before? Things that make you go, huh? And then, you had Adam and Eve, and they produced children, and all like that. Oh, there goes another car. Squirrel. And they all grew and spread out and propagated. And there were thousands, possibly even tens of millions or more people on this earth. And they corrupted it. That's why there was the second flood. But how did they build? Why was they able to be so knowledgeable that they corrupted the land? Well, knowledge puffeth up, so says the Bible. And you get to where you think you know so much, and I'm going to give you a little something on that. Adam was tasked with naming all the beasts and the fowl of the air and everything. You can't get 100 scientists who are very, very intelligent together and get them to be able to name as a group all the different trees and animals and birds and whatnot and their species and what they are and all like that. Yeah, it takes them a while. They had to compile it and get help from a computer. Adam had to have full use of his entire brain to have named everything. He reasoned out calling a woman because woman means man with a womb. Now, how was he smart enough to logically reason that out if he hadn't been given a brain that'd make Einstein envious? So when it first started out, folks, people were intelligent. No wonder they were able to do things that we are yet to be able to do today. I listen to these shows and they're trying to figure out, they see all these grand constructions, pyramids, some Easter Island, some of these other places, all like that, and they're like, can't figure out how they did that with sand and copper wire and copper tools. Well, that's because they didn't build that with sand and copper wire tools. There was a much greater technology at work. It just happens that later civilizations come by, and that's how they live, with wire and copper tools and all like that. Oh, guilt by association. They was there, so they had to have done it with those tools, even though it has been proven time and again that it is physically and scientifically impossible for that to have happened, especially in the time frames they say that it was done. They say some of them Great Pyramids were built in 20 years. Yeah, it might take you 20 years to take sand and a copper tool to make a 1/4-inch dent in a piece of granite. And they did it with a precision that we have yet to be able to match. And not only a precision in the construction, but in precise alignment with stars that we're just now learning the existence of. So there was a lot of knowledge back then. There was a lot of intelligence. But I find it funny to watch these ancient alien shows and other archaeologists try to explain how a primitive technology built a far from primitive building. It didn't happen. Yeah, so I'm just sitting there chuckling to myself. Basically what's happening is Adam and Eve was not the first time this has been done. There was a society before. From Adam to Noah got wiped out because of perversion. Well, obviously there was a society before even that. It got wiped out too. And there are clues in the Bible about it. And it's like all the different continents. Used to all be one continent, just one big mass of land. Pyramids, I believe they used to be power generators. I watched some that show that, and I know, that's a more sound theory, hypothesis, than what they're trying to put out there now. Egyptians come along just they're pharaohs who like to think more of themselves than what they actually were. Oh, that'd be a great place to bury me. Such a great place of providence. Archaeologists today, so how they built that, we don't know, but they built it, and that pharaoh had it built for their burial site. Yeah, it was already there. The Sphinx was likely there even before that, because it's older. So how would that be? Creationists, oh, the earth is only 6,000 years old. That's when God made everything. No, he didn't make everything then. It was already made. He redid some things. The evidence and clues and hints of that, again, is in the Bible. A lot of people don't want to accept that. That's how one of the ways that I'm able to balance out being a believer, but also believing in science. Because guess what? When God created everything, it means he also created the science behind everything that's been built. So science, therefore, is basically just a study of God and how he did things. Einstein even said God first, then you can have all your little theories. Meaning, basically, therefore, if God is not in the equation, go back to the drawing board, because your theory is going to be wrong. Because God had to have created science to base all this on. As I said, universe, this is not the universe. As one young physicist said, universe, by definition, has no boundaries. Well, what we know of as universe has boundaries. It's like 13 to 15 billion light years from one side to the other, any direction you go. So if you look at it in that context, what you have is a string within a universe. This is just a string in the universe. It's not the universe. So that veil that we can't see beyond, that's what separates what we think of as the universe from the actual universe, which is the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God. And it is limitless. It has no boundaries. It is truly a universe, unlike what we see. Big as it is, and it is huge. Even this is more huge than we can actually comprehend, but it's still not the universe. It's just a string within a universe. So those are some piggy thoughts. Just want to see what some of y'all think. There are a lot of things I ponder and postulate. Yeah, Mike's fishing home. The piggy brain piddles the most. I've been shown a lot of things, and I'm able to compare it to science. There are a lot of things in science, and I'm able to compare it to my beliefs and to the Bible. And like one very smart man said, God is outside of time, matter, and space. He's not within it. And also, as that man said, if God was something that I could fit inside of my little 3-pound brain, he's not worth worshiping. And that's the thing. God is outside of what we think of as the universe, because this is not the universe. It's just a little string within the universe. Just some piggy thoughts. Telling y'all like Ozzy, get on the crazy train. Let's take a ride. Piggy loves you.